Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Minecraft with RGA Nick. I'm currently playing a lot of Drugcraft. I'm actually in the middle of doing a series for it. And I wanted to take a minute just to do a quick tutorial. It's something I'm working on now. You guys probably won't see it until later on in the series. But it is an automated sugarcane farm. And it's really simple. It doesn't take a lot of materials. Obviously, I was just in creative, gave myself everything I'll need. But in Drugcraft, it's really hard to find sticky pistons. So this is just using regular pistons. Redstone you can easily find. Same thing with repeaters. That's just stone and redstone and torches and stuff. So all this stuff is really easy to find and get started with. So I'm going to show you my newest design. So let's get started. Nine, so this will be the water. 6, 7, 8. Okay, and 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's one thing I forgot to give myself. The most important things. For any automated farm, you need chests, as well as you're going to need some hoppers. So this is very iron intensive. That's the biggest problem I'm having with this right now is needing the iron. So it's kind of hard to find it in the server right now, but that's alright. Actually, that was supposed to be... whatever, we could do like this. Okay, so all it really consists of, it's a really simple design. And I'm just going to get started on it. I've only built it a couple times. It's kind of a new design to me, so that's why I'm kind of taking my time here. But basically, water buckets will push water up to 8 blocks away. And on the 8th block, after 8 blocks, it will no longer push the water. So what that does is if we make this 17 blocks long, we have 1 block in the middle that doesn't get anything, which is good because this way anything that goes in these little channels will get pushed into the middle, which is exactly where we're going to be putting our chests and our hopper. So just like that, the bucket went into the hopper, and that's pretty much it for that part. The dirt rows are where the sugarcane is going to get planted, and you can use whatever building materials you have. Cobblestone is what I'm doing it with for this tutorial, just because cobblestone is probably the most likely building material you're going to have, you know, unless you're doing this not in Drugcraft but somewhere else and you just want an automated sugarcane farm. But this is the basics of how I do it. Now what I'm doing is I'm kind of tiering everything up a little bit, and I'll show you what's going to happen with all this in a second. Basically everything in here is going to be enclosed because you don't want there to be any chance of any of your crops getting lost. So pretty much all you do is once you decide where your chest is going to be, you can even place your chest first if it makes it easier for you. I know exactly how many spaces the water gets pushed, so you can place your chest, put your hopper on top of it, and then you put a layer of dirt on each side. Starting at the middle, it'll go out 8 blocks. So really block number 9 will be in here in the middle. So there's 8 blocks here, number 9. From this way there's 8 blocks, number 9. And each side is identically mirrored. So once you get one side going, you should be able to understand the rest of it. And pretty much all I'm doing here is creating the little track for where the pistons are going to go. And just like this, we can actually close this all in now. 1, 2, and one last here. And this is pretty much it. This is the design here. And basically it's dirt and then you tier out a level, and then cobblestone and you tier out a level, and then you come back in. So now you have this little C shape on each side, and this is where all your pistons are going to go. And what this does is it allows the sugarcane to grow at least 2 blocks high, and then we'll break off however many blocks have grown there. So as far as the design, I mean, this is pretty much it. Come on. Why does it not want to go there? Oh, yes, I forgot something else that's very important. Oh, there's my bucket. There's probably a better way to do this now that I'm looking at how that works there. But this is how I've done it in my videos. Basically, this back channel here is supposed to be water there. All water. So forgot to put the water back there. The water in the river up front kind of supplements most of the water needs for the sugarcane, except for the piece in the middle. But you know, obviously, you want to get every piece you can out of it. So this here. Oops. I'm just gonna go fill this with water. I always hate water, but now we should be able to go back in here and place our sugarcane here. Yep. I mean, really, I have built it like this in my farms. You could technically just put water underneath just those blocks that need it, but that's how I've done it before. And that's really it. This is the whole automated sugarcane part. And in order to power it, all you have to do is run redstone along this outer rail here, which it does not like to go on every spot, but here we go. And there is a little bit of tweaking you have to do to this because redstone only travels out so far, but that can be stepped up with repeaters or whatever. And just like this, everything's connected. And the only thing you have left to do now is connect it to your timer, which I think it can be done pretty simply. What I have done so far is just that keeps it on, this shuts it off, and what I have it doing is I just have a simple redstone timer system, which I can try to set up here. I always hate having to set each one of these timers. I don't know if there's a way to put them down in the last spot. That'd be nice. Like if you'd hold a certain key and it'll automatically place them in the far back position. Basically, to create a simple redstone timer, you just need a lot of repeaters, and you kind of line them up and make sure that they, if you're switching the row, face it the other way. So I put these down pointing this way. These are down pointing that way, and oops. once you get them all set. This is basically it's gonna be a really short timer. However, you just place the torch down or button or switch, turn it on or off, and then it'll just keep looping around into itself, and it'll kick this here each time it needs to turn on. So you can see it doesn't go completely around. This is where you have to use some more repeaters in the design. I'm trying to think how I did this. I think it was like this. Go back one more. There's a lot of different ways to do this. Whatever works for you is best. But as you can see, we're almost there. All you have to do is make sure that all these are connected, and then you should be fine. So once we get here, we should have enough to go around. Let's find out. Looks like we might be a little bit short. If you don't want to wait for your timer, all you have to do is place a torch. Then you can see exactly what's going on. So these down here don't have enough power. So you just kind of got to play with the length of these wires a little bit. I think what I ended up doing was using this bottom channel here, because you'll notice that this one is on when it needs to be on. So to get power the rest of the way, oops. Like that, and then where's the end? It's here. So we go here, and up, and one more. And then we could throw another repeater here, and technically this would give it enough power to go all the way around. What was it called? It's called what it is called? Slab. That's what it is. If you take slabs, this is interesting to note, you can put it on the top side and it doesn't break the current there, and then you can use it to transfer the current. So now, as we can see, all pistons are pushed out, so we can, whoops, that was bad. There we go. Now we got our timer back on, and we know that all of our pistons are set. So, like I said, it takes a little bit to get set up. I'm sorry about the kind of crappy demo. Like I said, I've only built it a few times, but it seems to work really well. It's stackable, so you can go however many layers high you want. You can also build units together. So if you wanted to make more sideways, let's just grab more. I mean, basically all you have to do is just keep repeating the pattern. And you can see just by using a lot of the stuff that's already there. Technically, if you build the same thing on this side now, this one's already wired for it. So then all you have to do is finish putting your water in here, and then your dirt. So perfect. So you can see this side's ready for another row. It's actually way too far. That's kind of what I thought. Whatever. But that's how you put it sideways, and then you could always run the redstone sideways more to power other rows there. Same thing with if you want to stack them on top of each other. Next rows would go here. Basically go to the top of this. And now back here, oops, come on, is where your water would go. Click today, that would be nice. There we go. And basically you'd fill this in with your water. And your next sugarcane would go here. And then you pretty much just keep tiling the design. So the pistons would go there. And of course you'd have to get redstone currents to these as well. But that's pretty simple. There's different ways to do it. You could bring, oops, like I said, you could go like this. So it's actually got to go on the back of there. So if we go here, and this way you can put a repeater in here. Oops, it's actually too low. It's got to go one block higher. And it's supposed to go over the water. Thought something looked weird with that. Because this is supposed to be here. And then the pistons would go here. So redstone goes up here. No. I keep messing this up. So anyways, it's something like that. This isn't exact, but this is how you would tier them, and it would push it down off this tier into there and then go into the hopper. So this way it really conserves hoppers and chests. You could technically put a hopper and chest on every level, but this way it only uses one that's getting dark. This way it only uses one hopper and one chest, or two chests per little unit. And that way it kind of saves resources, because hoppers take, 5 iron per. Like I said, you're going to need all the iron you can get to build all the pistons. But this way you don't have to worry about sticky pistons or anything like that. And like I said, it's a pretty compact design. I'm actually doing more testing with it now to see if there's like any performance differences, because the first way I built it was like this, where everything just kind of pushes it down into that channel and pushes it over. But one thing I kind of had a thought about was and let me just put this, I'm just gonna block this off. But one idea that I had was, what would happen if I put a ground layer here, and then just had another waterfall here. Because one thing I noticed is, if there's a piece of sugarcane that's floating and there's another piece of sugarcane that's like stuck inside the cane itself, like on this little edge there, the piece that's floating down the little channel will suck in the pieces off the edge. So I'm actually testing that right now in Drugcraft. I've got 2 different units set up. One set up with the open design where it just pushes this layer into the crack and then it gets pushed down there. And then a second design where each layer has a little stream like this on each end that will push the sugarcane into here and then suck up any pieces that might have gotten stuck on each of the different layers. But I definitely will post in the comments or somewhere to let you guys know what I find from that. Like I said, it's going on right now, so I can't tell you anything I don't know, but I'm guessing it's going to be more efficient just because it does pick up a little bit more than the standard design. But I hope this tutorial was helpful for you guys. It's, like I said, it's pretty compact, and if you build it right, you can scale it easily. You can connect as many units as you want, and like I said, this is, down here is one pod, and then you can stack them as high up as you want them to go, and same thing with sideways. You can have them go out as far as you want. You just have to remember that if you stack them too high or have too many of them, that the server you're on might not load that many chunks out, so you might be this far away and then it shuts off. So I mean, size limitations are always one thing to keep in mind when building stuff like that, and that's why I've tried to compact this as much as I can. I could probably definitely figure out a better system for some of the redstone, but this, like I said, this seems to work really well using this bottom channel there, because the water's behind there. But so this bottom channel is really good for pushing the power, because if you have another unit here, technically this would be the next unit here, so you can't break the redstone and put in a repeater here, because if you do, then this piston here won't be getting any power, so you're missing a piston there, and you can't go out to the side to repower it, because it'll kind of loop back around and continuously feed itself. So there are some drawbacks, and that's why, like I said, this little bottom channel there has proved very helpful. Like I said, each side's got it. You can use torches to pass the current up to the next levels if you can figure out a way to line them up properly, but it's pretty efficient. I guess we could go see how much, if any, it's really collected. And nothing so far. So I think the biggest problem right now is the timer is way too short. It's not giving it enough time to grow the sugarcane. So the timer room in my current map is probably about like 5 or 6 sets of these, and I think it's like a 2-minute delay. So I think that's what's going on right now. But technically, if we just start sprinkling some sugarcane in here, oops, should go into the hopper. And also, one thing to note is if you are going to leave it open so you can get into it like this, you're going to want to put doors inside of it, or else just like this, sugarcane will fall out. And one thing to note is you don't want to put them like this, because the sugarcane can still get up here. So get to the doorway, face backwards, and then put the door in. So that way inside it's flush, so anything that hits it will get bounced back in. As always, if you guys have any questions about this or need anything else explained, I know I kind of rushed through it a little bit, didn't give exact dimensions, but it's not that hard. Like I said, once you build one side of it, the other side is identically mirrored, and then same thing when you're stacking the units. It's the exact same design stacked on top of itself or side by side. And like I said, the biggest thing you'll probably have issues with is trying to get all the redstone linked up properly, but I've got mine set up right now using one signal input, and it powers basically 4 of what I have here, because they're 2 tall, and I have 4 pods going right now with it, so 8 units altogether. But like I said, if you guys need any more clarification or help or anything like that, or have any suggestions that might make this design a little bit better, please let me know in the comments, as well as, don't forget to rate my videos, subscribe if you like them, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.